Hey guys, and welcome to a gaming board showcase video. This video is sponsored by Whitefoot 3D. Hi guys, how are we doing? Steve here. In this video I am going to be showcasing the Osgiliath board that I built to be used with Middle-earth strategy battle game, but you could use it with any fantasy type game. It just so happens that the board is based on the imagery from the Lord of the Rings movies of the city of Osgiliath. Now Osgiliath is a ruined kind of medieval type Gondorian city which has a river running through it. This opened up a lot of problems because the river that actually runs through Osgiliath is a very, very wide river, which would take up most of the board if done to scale. So I had to kind of do it as a part of Osgiliath, like an off-run of the river. So there is some water features and a lot of ruined buildings, which are all 3D printed by Whitefoot 3D. Before we get in there and have a look at the pictures, I would like to say that Jack over at Whitefoot 3D has been really, really helpful, and he has offered anyone who watches this video or followers of the Top Table Gaming community a discount code, which I'll put in the description, so you can get discount on any of his goods, not just the ruined buildings, anything he does, his trophies, all the other, he does some sci-fi stuff, he does all sorts of stuff. Check out his Facebook page, check out his website, and if you're buying anything, don't forget to use the Top Table Gaming code to get your discount. Now, I've said in previous videos, 3D printed terrain was something that never appealed to me probably 12 months ago when it started to become more and more popular. As time's gone on, I think technology itself has come on leaps and bounds. I've been more and more impressed by 3D printed terrain. Now, for gaming board purposes, it is perfect. You give them a decent paint job, get them on the table, anyone stood above the table playing on them 2 foot away, 3 foot away, they're not going to know it's 3D printed. Not that that matters anyway, but it looks as good as anything that can be scratch built or bought off the shelf in a store. There's so much you can do with 3D printing. Jack does have plenty of stuff that he sells as kind of his, how can we say, the stock that he carries with the files so he can print them off for you. But he also can do stuff where if you have a discussion with him, I'm sure he can either find something that's out there or come up with something that will suit your needs for your board. So without further ado, let's have a look at the Osgiliath board and I'll talk through some of the challenges and things that I enjoyed doing in the build of this board. So I'll start off building the board the way that I normally build my boards. 6mm ply, some batten and polystyrene. This routine of building the board is shamelessly stolen from Mr. Luke of Luke's APS, and from there we got the rest of the board together. Started to lay out the scenery on the board. When it comes to laying out scenery, I'm a big fan of scenery running in a diagonal fashion across your board. I always think if you just do like a plain sort of north, south, east, west grid, it tends to look a bit dreary and a little bit dull, so getting it on diagonal really does help with the overall look of the board, and doing it beforehand, getting all your layout there, or a rough idea. It could change from here. There's nothing to say that the scenery is going to stay in this position, as you'll see later on, because at this stage I'd not even thought about the river, but it gives you a good idea and you start marking out where things are. It's always good to have a plan before you start sticking things on the board. This is just a nice close-up of the 3D printed terrain. One of the more detailed pieces, really nice piece, comes in 4 parts. And the stairwell, as you can see, has been painted, which I've done in a previous video, so do check that out. It looks really well once painted. So this is more the layout that we ended up with. As you can see here, I have added a bridge and put in the river section and some debris from the old fallen buildings into the river. Also added a GW Osgiliath Ruins kit just to bulk out the terrain. I really like busy boards to play on. And as you can see in the previous picture, I'd circled out an area in the middle because a lot of scenarios rely on you having space in the middle to play around. So I made sure that was the case. And there's a raised area in the river for that to take place. Here I decided to put some colour on. Again, this was like a really rough draft. Everything you see here, eventually I went over, but it gave me a good idea of where things were going to be. once I'd completed all the colour and started to weather and things like that, I started to add miniatures and just have a look at how it looked. Did it have the right organic feel? There's no resin in the river at this stage, as you can see. And it's also nice just to do that and make sure that you are on the right track and you are going to end up with the vision that you started with. I'm a big fan of putting models on a board halfway through the build and taking some pictures just to have a look, and it kind of reminds you of where you want to go. So once I'm happy, I start pouring the resin in, and from there, yeah, again, add the miniatures again, just to add a bit of atmosphere. And yeah, from there, it was just finishing touches. It was just weathering. It was just adding more, putting things on, taking a step back, having a look. And I'm really, really happy with how it turned out. The 3D printed terrain looks amazing. Again, don't forget to check out the links. Really easy to paint to a basic standard. As you can see, I finally got it in the studio, so it's sat now waiting for us to film a battle report on when the lockdown is over. I think we can all agree that it does look really good. I am very, very happy with it. The miniatures on it look amazing. I've got some flyby shots for you to have a look. But this is one of the boards that I really, really cannot wait to get a game on and get some battle reports done. It is going to be available to play on over at Scour and Cheshire in October. Looking forward to seeing you all. If you look at some of these shots, you can see that I've started to add like shrubbery and tufts, and there's a lot more dirt added. I ended up adding loads more dirt than I thought I would, and it just really finished it off. Really happy with it. Really happy with the river. Thought I got the right feel for it. It can be played on. It's not deep water, which is, you know, part of the rules in Middle Earth SBG. Yeah, it's great. I'm really, really happy with it. So that's my board, guys. What do you think? 3D printed terrain, I think it's a win. Let me know what you think. For something like this, it was perfect. It saved me so much time scratch building all those buildings. And there's probably detail in there that I could never have done, like the detail on the arches and things like that. So it looks really, really good and suits the theme of that board down to a T. I'm really excited. Unfortunately, I'll have to wait till after the lockdown to be able to get a game on it. But when designing the board, like I said, gaming purposes was my main priority, because I've been victim in the past of building a board of what I think looks cool, and then when it comes to playability, there's been some things like I might have put something smack bang in the middle of the board, so that, you know, certain scenarios on whatever system I'm playing makes it either really difficult or nigh on impossible to play that scenario. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of the board. Are you sort of budding terrain builders yourselves? Is there anything that you've tried? Are you going to take anything away from this video? Please do get involved in the comments below. Share this video if you liked it. Share it in your gaming groups. Share it with your friends. Share it wherever you like. It would be greatly, greatly appreciated. We're trying to grow the community as much as we can, and just sort of get as many people involved in Top Table as possible. So yeah, that's it. Again, check out the links below. You'll see all Jack's and Whitefoot 3D links and discount codes. You'll see links to our Facebook page, Twitter, Instagram, everything else. We also have a Patreon on there now. The patrons are what really help us keep the lights on in the studio and get these videos out there. So please do check that out if you have the time, and anything you can do would be massively appreciated. But guys, that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I really enjoyed this board build, and I'm already on. I've got my penny on. I'm on with the next one, so I look forward to showing you guys what I've got in store. See you later, guys.